So, it is you. Those who claim to be White Lily Cookie's allies. I see cookies who bear the fate of the desert world on their shoulders before me. A cookie who took control of his own fate with his bravery. A warm-hearted cookie who always puts her friends first. A cookie of short stature, yet wise beyond his size. And an ancient hero. A cookie of light who protects the balance of this world. Dark Enchantress Cookie. Since ancient times, I have protected this silver tree at the order of the witches. Throughout the ages, there have always been cookies who coveted the dark power it seals. None have succeeded to this day. Seeing to that is one of my many duties. Yes, I am perfectly aware. The dough of White Lily Cookie that rests here in the Fairy Kingdom is the part of her that did not transform into Dark Enchantress Cookie. In days gone by, White Lily Cookie departed on a dangerous adventure to unveil the truth behind the creation of Cookie kind. Her path led her here, to the Fairy Kingdom. No matter how many times I warned her of the perils ahead, she refused to give up her mission. Instead, I made sure she carried a piece of moonstone with her wherever she goes, so that she may travel back here through the paths of the other realm. Yes, it is forbidden dark moon magic, practiced by the witches only. The moonstone leads to the other realm known by the name Dark Side of the Moon. White Lily Cookie must have used the piece of the moonstone to escape something terrible. Beyond that, her fate remains unknown to me. Not long after she left the Fairy Kingdom, the evil Dark Enchantress Cookie was born, and White Lily Cookie's empty husk of a dough was brought here via the moonstone. It would seem so. However, mere whispers of White Lily Cookie's soul remain intact. It is related to the power that is sealed by the silver tree, the power that Dark Enchantress Cookie is after. I suppose it is easier to simply show you. Are you aware of where your power comes from and how it is being used? Pure vanilla cookie? The power of virtue, purified by the witches themselves. The soul jam that you harness. You are not the first to wield that power. The same goes for the other ancient heroes. The story begins when this very silver tree was only a small sapling, when the world of deserts was at its infancy. The witches baked 5 cookies to help them in their creation of the world. Harness the radiance bestowed upon you for the betterment of this world. And the 5 cookies, imbued with absolute powers, walked earth-bred as almighty envoys of the great creators. Knowledge, volition, happiness, change, and solidarity. The desert world bound by these 5 virtues was nothing short of paradise. Alas, the perfect age was short-lived. Absolute power begets nothing but arrogance. It inevitably corrupts its wielder, bringing them to the most tragic of ends. A fate even the witches were unable to foresee. One by one, the 5, once regarded as saviors of the cookie world, gradually turned to darkness. And thus, the 5 virtues, too, became distorted, twisted, reduced to deceit, apathy, sloth, destruction, and silence. Now known as the Five Beasts, the apostles of evil began their dark crusade. And forth they brought great destruction and suffering. The witches could not bear to see what fate had befallen their creations. They punished the beasts by sealing them away deep within this land, and planted the seed of the silver tree to ensure their evil power never sees the light of day again. From then on, this land where the beasts were put to sleep was called Beast Yeast. The witches then gathered the last vestiges of power bestowed upon the beasts, untouched by their corruption. They further cleansed, purified it, and in the end, Soul Jam was created. The purest Soul Jam was meant to be earned by cookies who had proven themselves worthy. One of them is the light of truth that you received at the end of your long, arduous journey down the pilgrim's path. Before, both truth and deceit existed within the light of knowledge. Cleansing and purifying it created the Soul Jam that you wield today. Yes, it remains sealed somewhere in Beast Yeast. And yet, your light of truth serves another purpose, which is to balance the scales of good and evil to ensure the beasts stay confined. One by one, 4 of the Soul Jams regained their strength. But for a long time, all of these branches were close to wilting. During that long period of imbalance, the 5 beasts saw it as an opportunity to regain their strength. As the Guardian, I channeled all my power to keep the seal intact. But my strength alone was not enough, and the beasts have already grown much too strong. Now, this great evil lies hidden somewhere in Beast Yeast, ready to strike at any moment. Our last hope is to bring back the 5th ancient hero, White Lily Cookie, and her light of freedom. If we are able to do so, we just might be able to repress the evil forces sealed here in Beast Yeast. Although the light of freedom may be scattered across Beast Yeast, White Lily Cookie's branch on the silver tree still shines brightly as ever. Not all may be lost. Perhaps there is still a way to gather the light of freedom and restore it to its full glory. But as of now, is that really true? Then there is hope for us still. There is no time to waste. The beasts may yet escape and bring the great calamity upon us. And Dark Enchantress Cookie, whom you have been chasing endlessly, will not let such an opportunity pass. Pure Vanilla Cookie, you must gather the shards. White Lily Cookie's light of freedom, the last hope Dark Enchantress Cookie has yet to corrupt. No, I'm unharmed. An evil will that has focused all its rage on breaking free from confinement. It must have angered the beasts greatly now that each Soul Jam has found its rightful owner. Yes, they sense that unless they escape now, they might never be granted another chance in the future. All their might now serves one single purpose: destroying the hated seal. I cannot allow that. Guarding the silver tree is my sworn duty. There is no meaning to protecting me if the seal breaks. Mercurial Night Cookie, bring the rest of the Silver Knights. Everyone, To the silver tree! We must use the strength of silver to stop it! Now, White Lily Cookie! White Lily Cookie, are you leaving our kingdom? You are headed to the witch's banquet, yes? I am well aware that I am unable to stop you. The place you seek is much more dangerous than you realize. The moment you join the feast of beings you cannot possibly defy, there is no going back. Such transgression will not go unnoticed. The punishment might be severe. The witches, they can crumble you with a flick of the wrist. I will remind you one last time. Your existence is integral to the peace and balance of our world. Yes, you're right. Yet that is not the only way. Such a world can be built here. If you stay here and guard the silver tree with me, that is. So please, stay. I see there is no stopping you. Please, take this. It's a piece of moonstone. It would be the easiest to undo the magic for the one who put it there in the first place. Is Dark Enchantress Cookie aiming to break her spell and unleash the beasts? And yet, the only one who can mend the spell is White Lily Cookie herself. We must wake her, immediately. White Lily Cookie's current body is but a shell, an empty dough. To revive it, two things are required. None other than soul and life. The shards of the light of freedom that you have gathered hold White Lily Cookie's soul, and we need a powerful life force, as much of it as every living cookie holds. Yes, a life for a life, a fair exchange. Magic so sinister and yet so just. But know this. No matter how much life force we use in the revival of White Lily Cookie, she will only be given half a life. For most of White Lily Cookie is now in the hands of Dark Enchantress Cookie. As long as both live, neither shall become whole. Do you still not understand, Pure Vanilla Cookie? White Lily Cookie must awaken, for it is the only way to protect this world. No. Wizard Cookie is right. There are still too many things left for you to do. The duty of the Fairy King is to guard the silver tree. And any sacrifice for such a purpose would purely be the culmination of my fate. Pure Vanilla Cookie, I hope you will keep that promise of yours. Do not let her down. White Lily Cookie will need your help. There is no time. We must commence. Bring forth the shards of the light of freedom. Silverbell Cookie, begin the witch's ritual of life. White Lily Cookie, it is good to see you return. White Lily Cookie, for ages I have been awaiting your return. For your branch on the silver tree never lost its shine. White Lily Cookie, your soul and spirit have never once faltered. Though faint it may be, its light has always remained true. The fact that Dark Enchantress Cookie has grown to become a great force of evil only proves that the truth you faced at that banquet was indeed one of despair. But even faced with despair, your love for the cookie world never once faltered. For that, I thank you. There is no need to be disappointed, for I will devote the rest of my life to casting you back to your prison. Shadow Milk Cookie, cookie of deceit. I have yet to crumble, and we have a far more important task at hand. The silver tree has been wounded, but it has not yet withered, meaning that Shadow Milk Cookie has yet to regain his full strength. Besides, only his soul was released, only half of his strength. Do not let this break your resolve. If we do not stop the beast, it will mean the end of the world as we know it. We need everyone's strength. The power of deceit must be put back to sleep.
No cookies may be stronger than me!
Shadow Milk Cookie is the one who plunged the world into confusion and chaos. Do not pay any attention to his lies, for his powers may lead you astray.
Hooray! Now I will protect this tree, for no cookie stronger than me may exist in this world. Ha ha ha!
Yes, of all cookies, you who wield the light of truth must be in great dismay. But do not fall for Shadow Milk Cookie's tricks. After all, it is his purpose to sow chaos and confusion with his lies. Now is the time to focus on your own voice, not the voice of deceit. I am fine. It is my duty to fight until I am no longer able. If any of his words hold at least a shred of truth, it means that Dark Enchantress Cookie's schemes were much grander and even more far-reaching than we thought. Indeed, there isn't. That is the problem.
Ah! How could this happen?
Do not listen to the words tarred by deceit, Ginger Brave. I will not show a shred of mercy to you. I shall use every bit of strength I have left to drive you back into the depths, you spawn of evil! I am fine. There is no other way. White Lily Cookie, Pure Vanilla Cookie, please hold on a little longer to buy us some time. Meanwhile, I shall prepare my final attack, one that uses all of my remaining strength as a guardian. It has been quite a while since I've used my power like this. This may just be my final battle. Ah! I must fulfill my duty, and I am taking you with me. Not quite. I merely bought us some time. White Lily Cookie, come. And listen. If I am no more, and the Guardian's power disappears from the world, the seal will be undone. Even I do not know how much strength I have left. So please, receive the remainder of the Guardian's power. There's no time without the silver tree, the world we have dreamed of. Do not cry, White Lily Cookie. I remember when you left for the witch's banquet. You were so stubborn. There was no way of stopping you. Remember that cookie who was so determined to save the world? It's the same cookie I am looking at right now. I never doubted that we were fighting for the same thing. You are the only one who can continue my legacy. Only you. White Lily Cookie. White Lily Cookie. Do not forget this. Your dream was to build a better world. Can such a world exist without your dear friends? A heart that beats for all cookie kind is a heart that beats for one's friends. If you have not forgotten that, you shall find that the right answer already lies within you. Only you can do it. So please, trust in your power, my power.